Hey everybody, we're now doing lesson 7, objective number 4, and I object to the objective. All right, I'm being a little goofy right now. It's getting to the middle of a long day, and I'm about 1 hour away from seeing you beautiful souls. So defined name is the same as a ranged name. See, you've heard me saying ranged name, and we created them ourselves once or twice. So now this objective is going to take us through to a little bit more detail. It's actually a pretty cool little exercise. I don't mind it at all. So a name is also referred to as a defined name, or as I call it, a ranged name. It's a word, a string of characters. Excel represents a cell, a range of cells, a formula, a constant value. Okay, all right. And a defined name that is distinctive and easy to remember typically defines the purpose of the selected cells. You know, that actually makes sense. When creating a formula, the defined name may be used instead of a cell reference. The one that comes to mind, if you've got maybe you're doing a spreadsheet where you've got a column for January, column for February, column for March, column for April, column for May. And instead of saying equal sum A1 to A55, it would be so much easier if you was to be able to say equal sum January. And instead of B1 to B55, equal sum February. So it's very useful, and it comes in a lot of flavors. That being said, pitter patter, let's get at her. So all names have a scope. There's 2 places: either it is available to you in the worksheet, or it's available to you in the workbook. There's pros and cons to both, and the name scope usually refers to either the specific worksheet or the workbook. We'll get there. So let's start off with activity 7.06, defining a name. So in this activity, you're going to practice 3 ways to define a name for a cell or a group of cells. After defining the name, you can use the name in a formula to refer to the cell or cells. Names make it easier for you and others to understand the meaning of a formula in a worksheet. Heck yeah! So at the bottom of your worksheet, click on quarterly merchandise costs. Quarterly merchandise costs. All right. This is actually a cool little exercise. I forgot to do some saving. And let's hope that I can find the correct file, because I didn't save it with my name. Oh dear, I'm in trouble. You guys go, what? I forgot to save as. I just immediately saved. I didn't say save as Deborah or DGY or nothing. So I'm in the middle of quarterly merchandise cost worksheet. I've compared my sheet with theirs, or this, that looks exactly like the picture. And I'm going to highlight B6 to E10. Then we're going to go Formula tab, Define Name Group, and Define Name. Do we want anything else? In the name box, delete any text, and we're going to call it Bracelet Costs. Okay. So we're going to highlight the range B6 to E10. B6, bracelet, bracelet, and bracelet, and bracelet, and bracelet. Quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that makes sense. B6 to E10. Formula tab. Define name group. Define name. Make sure I'm in the right place. Define name. And if there's anything in there, so what it automatically does is take the top left text selection. So we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to replace it with bracelet costs. And so the scope is the workbook. So that means I can be on any sheet in this workbook and still refer to this particular formula. Okay, let's make sure I've not done anything wrong. Formula, define name. Looks like the picture. Name box, deleted it. types of bracelet costs, compare. Naming has no effect on the displayed or underlying values. And compare, collapse. We've done refers to. We selected our range, collapse again, and OK. Sometimes I question myself because I make it so difficult. So now, if I was to go to the name box, I was click on bracelet costs, it'll go and select it for me. Not too bad. So the next thing is going to be select the range B11 to E14. B11, necklaces, 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 all the way across to E11. So B11 to E14, all the different kinds of necklaces. And then the upper left-hand corner of the Excel window to the left of the formula bar in the name box, we notice that the cell references B11 is highlighted. Did you know, and I always forget this, but did you know you can just type right in there? So click on that and paste. Enter. Let's make sure it's done the right thing. Necklaces. Yep. B11 down to E14. And all we did was take advantage of the name box. And yes, we can go back to the name manager and we can find out bracelets are there and necklaces are there. The scope of both is workbook. Workbook. All right. I'm really making up words. You guys are going to have a heck of a class tonight. I'm going to be full of words. And none of them. Yep. So we did that. We done that. We typed in necklace cost. And we went OK. And we took a moment to study the rules of defining names. Yes. And this is important. So I'm going to leave you guys to read Figure 720. First character of defined name must be a letter or an underscore or a backslash. I always forget about the backslash. Always. After the first character, the remaining characters in the defined name could be letters, numbers, periods, and underscores. Spaces are not valid in a defined name. You can use a period or an underscore to represent a separator. For first quarter, first underscore quarter. The single letter like C or R, either uppercase or lowercase, cannot be defined as a name because it could be also referred to column whatever and row whatever. So it's a different way of identifying your range. Defined names cannot be the same as self-reference. So it can't be $10 or QTR1. So, okay. I don't see why it can't be QTR1, but okay. And last but not least, defined names can contain uppercase, lowercase. However, Excel does not care if it's uppercase or lowercase. So, for example, if you create the name sales, and then you create another one, sales, they're considered both exactly the same. All right. So, instruction number 8, we're going to click on A1. And we're going to cancel the selection. And then we're going to click on the name arrow and compare our screen. A1, name box, bracelet, and necklace. Okay. And we can click on bracelet or we can click on necklace. So then now, instruction number 11, we are going to select the range B15 to E16. So it's not very far. Formula tab, define name group, name manager. And Let's see what we have there. So B15 to E16. Yeah, I'm getting preemptive here. So B16 to E16. B, C, D, and E. Home tab, sorry, formula tab, define name and name manager. So we've got bracelet and necklace. I think I've already showed that to you. So B16 to E16. And we're going to go done that, done that, done that. In the upper left corner of the name manager box, we're going to click on the new button. And we're going to keep those two cells, sorry, B15 to E16. So B15 to E16. All right, that's better. So formula tab, define name, name manager, top left-hand corner, new, what are we going to call it? I know what they've got in there. We're not going to call it that. We're going to call it this. Keychain costs. Same thing. Is there anything else they need from us? Okay. And okay. And close. Okay. Yes, yes, and yes. And that's what we've got. 3 different ranges. But wait, there's more. Okay. Who would have thunk, huh? So now I've closed off the name manager. And yeah, I'm going to save. Quick hold save. And save. So that was number 13. Still got a fair amount of room to go, a fair amount of space to go here. So activity 7.07, we're going to insert new data into a range. I almost call it a range, no, a name range. And let's see what happens to it, because there are a couple of little rules we need to be aware of. So you can insert new data into a range of cells that a name represents. And in this activity, you're going to modify the range necklace costs. So we're going to point at row 15. I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to insert an entire row. And it's going to be above. Once it's in there, well, let me get it first done, or done first. So number 15, right mouse click, and insert. So you've got necklaces, something, and keychains. We've also got card cases here. I have no idea what we're going to do with that. I guess we'll find out. So insert in the name box. So then they're saying, click on our name box. A15, name box, keychain, necklace, and bracelet. So yeah, as it moved down, the range, it kind of followed it with it. Yeah, terrible definition of there. Okay. So we went to the name box, we selected the keychain, we noticed that Excel highlights the correct range of cells and adjusted for the newly inserted row. Nice. So in A15, we're going to type in sweetheart necklaces. So we're going to be adding a new necklace to the list. Okay. We're going to type in B15. It's going to be 1166. 1166 tab key. Sure that's right? That can't be right. Yep, that was right. I'm hallucinating here. In C15, it's going to be 1087. 1087. And in D15, it's going to be 847. 847. And last but not least, E15, it's going to be 965 and 965. Let's just make sure I've done everything right. 1166, 1087, 867, 965, or 3 or something. And yeah. So 1166, 1087, 1166, 1087, 847, 847, and last but not least is going to be 965, 965. Everything is good. So going to go in the formula tab. You notice they're not asking us to select anything. Okay. So in the formula tab, define name and name manager. Then we're going to go down and we're going to find the necklace cost. We're not going to add anything. What we're going to do is expand the necklace cost just to incorporate that row. So let's go get that. Doesn't matter where we are. Okay. So formula tab, define name, name manager. Let's click on our necklaces and go to edit. And so right now the range is A11 to E something. I don't know. Yep. But if I click on it, I do know. So obviously I have to add another row to it. And so there's a couple of ways to do it. You can highlight the whole thing, or you can try and edit the row. So it would be E14. If we change to E15, it would be correct. Let's just make sure I'm doing the right thing. So E14 to E15. Yep, good. I'm doing something right, by Jove. So backspace, I put my insertion all the way to the right hand side. And then where it's at 14, I'm going to type in the value 15 and OK. And let's go click on it and close. Let's go to our name box. Ooh, I did something really bad. Name manager. So necklace. Okay. Yep, it's there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's go to name manager. Let's go to necklace. Chain and bracelet. Oh, I see there's a problem. So what I'm going to do is probably the wrong way to do it. It's going to be A11 down to A11 to A15, all the way across from A11 to E15. Okay. And there it is. And close. So we go back over here to the name box, necklaces, and yep, it includes charm, silver, crystal, choker, and sweetheart. So yep, that wasn't exactly perfect, but if I was not teaching this, that is actually exactly how I do it. That's not too bad. And I've done the close. I've checked it out. I've gone to the name box. I've selected on necklace cost. I've noticed select range now includes new row 15. And I have now saved. Alrighty. Changing and define name. Danger. Danger Will Robinson. Danger. If you create a defined name, and then decide to change it, you can use a name manager to edit a name, because you have to do it so not only does the name manager know, you can't just do it on the fly. So you display the name manager, you select the name, and then you change it. You go to edit mode, and do whatever changes you need to, and you're good. Now, I'm going to create a defined name by using row and column titles. I suspect we're coming up to my favorite range name method, creating a defined name by using. We're going to go to A18 to E18. So A18, remember this is the only one by itself. A18 to E18. And pay attention, it's going to be important, the fact that to the left of the values is the label. Okay, formula tab, define name, create from selection, absolutely my fave of all faves. Formula, define name, create from selection. It says, hey Deb, I see there's some text in the left column. Can I use it? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. And then if we go to our name box, keychain, there it is. Necklace, business card. You notice even though business card was the last thing we did, it's alphabetical order. Cool. Okay. Create from selection. We've had a look at it. Everybody's duly impressed. And we clicked on the OK. And we went into the name box. We clicked on it. Looks good. And wherever there was a blank space, that it put the underscore in there. I didn't put it. You didn't put it. It's going to put it in there. And the actual range only consists of one or more numeric values. Who cares? You can have as one or as many as you like. So now we're going to use defined names in a formula. I'm also going to introduce you to another method that will absolutely be very useful for you in future chapters in the book. When we get into the more complex functions, this one is going to be a lifesaver. So activity 7.09, keeping an eye on the time because it's 5:15. I've got 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get this done for you. And then I'm jumping into class. I'm going to be knackered. All right. So it's going to be interesting. So 7.09, the advantage of naming a range of cells is you can use the name in a formula. Absolutely. And in other parts of the workbook, the defined name provides a logical reference to data. For instance, referring to the data as bracelet costs, absolutely easier than referring to B6 to E10. You got me. So when you use a defined name in a formula, the result is the name as if you typed in the cell references. Okay. And if you they talk about deleting a range name or defined name. If you delete a defined name and it's presently being used, you're going to have to go and make sure there's no errors in your workbook. And don't worry about it. I think it's the end of this lesson. We actually talk about errors and stuff like that. But just to be careful, and if you do it, you get this pound name question. You say, what do I do with it? It's not a cell reference. I don't recognize the name. You tell me. Okay. So if you see that, that's an error message. At least now you know. So now we get to use define name in a formula. And the advantage of naming range of cells is you can use it in the name of a formula. Absolutely. So in your quarterly merchandise cost worksheet, is that where I am? Yep, I am. I'm going to click on A1. And then I'm going to click on the annual merchandise costs. So A1, annual merchandise cost. Got to be coming to the end because there's no more sheet tabs. And in B5, we're going to type in equals sum. The letter is going to be B. Then we're going to scroll to the bottom of the autocomplete list, and we're going to compare our screen to this. We're going to be looking for little boxes. Every formula or function has a little @ symbol, and so we just keep looking until we come to the little boxes. We got bracelet costs and business card cases. Doesn't always work, but it's a great start. So B5, you notice here, all we have, this is purely a summary. So it's a summary of all our quarterly costs. It's a summary of quarter 1, 2, 3, or 4, or something like that. Let's find out. But it's definitely a summary. So in B5, it's going to be a total of something here. Equals sum left bracket. I'm going to start typing in the letter B. And I've got part text, base, Beselk, you name it, B, until I come down to bracelet, which is blue box surrounded by white boxes, or business card cases, same thing, blue box surrounded by white boxes. I believe we want to have bracelet, so I'm going to click on always on the picture, never on the text. So if you are clicking on it, you can either click once, or if you double click, never on the words, always on the picture. Double click, and I can close it off. I can press the enter key, and there is the results. Why do you do it always on the picture or the icon and never on the text? Is because every now and then, not very often, but every now and then, Excel will kind of slip into edit mode, and it will try and give you a formula where a formula does not belong. Very rarely, so it's really good just to get into the habit of doing that now. So now that's one way. And we double clicked on the bracelet cost, and it looks fabulous. And then we're going to go to B6. We're going to type in equals sum N. In the formula autocomplete list, we're going to double click on necklace cost. Again, always on the icon, never on the words. Okay. So equals sum N. And I just go down. All I do is, you can even go NE if you want to, but they want us just to do the N, because if I did NE, it gives me nothing but those. I can double click on the icon, never on the word, always on the picture, and I can close off the brackets and enter. Okay. And then we're going to do the same for keychain. Let's see what we got there. So in B7, we type in equals sum. This time we're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to type in equals sum, formula tab, define name group. A beautiful thing, use in formula. Okay, I will explain when and where this is a beautiful, wonderful thing, because every now and then you are in the midst of a very complex, technically long formula or function, and you don't have the capacity to go clicking all over the place. So, and because you are, or also because you are in the insert function box, that's the other place. I'll try and show it to you. I'm going to come back and do it this way, and then I'm going to come back and show you the insert function way. So hopefully it'll make sense to you. But this, of everything I've shown you today, use in formula, golden. Okay, equals sum. And then we're going to go to formula tab. You notice here, there's so many things we can't get to. using formula. You've got bracelet, business card, keychain, and necklaces. And we want keychain. Click on there and enter. Okay. Let me come back. Oh, I better make sure I'm not doing the same thing twice. Okay. And B8, we're going to do the business card. So actually, I can show you in B8. So in B8, imagine if insert function. Is there some in here? Oh, I do have to go. I can't believe it. So much of me, my clever ideas. Okay, sum, go. And okay. Right now, if I try to go and I don't think I can use. No, I can't use this. You see, it's all the formulas and functions. Not one. How cool is that? It's all my recently used formulas. Ooh. But I can't use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of number 1. And I'm going to go up to define name, using formula, and business card quotes. Double click and OK. So that is a perfect example of when you would use the use in formula. Absolutely love it. And look at that. It even remembers the last things we've done. How cool. Okay. And then in B9, auto sum and enter. B9, home. Oh, auto sum here. Select my range and enter. We go back to A1. You notice they keep making us go back up to A1 there, right? Keeping an eye on the time. Select all group. Oh, this one I will do. For starters, it's going to be select all sheets, page layouts, page setup, custom footer, margins. No, I think you guys can do this. You got it.